Since the dawn of recorded history, humanity has whispered of lights in the sky, beings from the stars, and gods who descended to teach or to rule. Ancient carvings, from Sumer to Egypt, depict strange visitors with elongated skulls and radiant craft that could defy the heavens. These were the first seeds of what we now call the extraterrestrial invasion timeline. In 10,000 BCE, ancient petroglyphs from the Sahara show humanoids in helmets surrounded by circular discs. Many researchers believe this was the first documented contact, long before our civilizations were ready to comprehend it. Around 3200 BCE, the ancient Sumerians wrote of the Anunnaki, beings who came from the sky to shape humanity in their image. They were not gods, the theory suggests, but genetic engineers from beyond Earth. Millennia later, the timeline moves to 1000 BCE, when the book of Ezekiel described a wheel within a wheel, descending in fire and metal. Some believe this was not divine revelation, but an alien craft landing before a witness who had no language to describe technology. The invasion timeline reappears in 1561 over Nuremberg, Germany. Eyewitnesses described a battle between glowing spheres and cylinders in the sky, ending with a crash outside the city. The local newspaper called it a celestial war. To modern eyes, it reads like a dogfight between rival species. In 1897, the mystery airship wave swept across the United States. Metallic crafts, cigar-shaped, with windows, engines, and occupants described as strange men from Mars. Just 6 years later, the Wright brothers would fly, as if humanity was being guided to mimic the technology of the visitors. In July 1947, the modern invasion age began. A disk crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. Officially, it was a weather balloon. Unofficially, it was the first recovery of an extraterrestrial craft. Witnesses saw bodies, small gray beings with large heads and black eyes. Within months, the U.S. military began reverse engineering efforts under Project Majestic 12. In 1954, the Eisenhower encounter allegedly took place at Edwards Air Force Base. The president was said to have met with a group of extraterrestrials known as the Greys, forming a secret agreement, technology in exchange for limited human abductions. The timeline darkens. Between the 1960s and 1980s, thousands of civilians reported being taken aboard ships, examined, tagged, and returned. Hypnotic regression revealed similar imagery across the globe: cold rooms, surgical lights, and emotionless observers. Governments dismissed it as mass hysteria, but internal documents like the Blue Book files hinted otherwise. In 1989, the Belgian UFO wave introduced black triangular craft flying silently above cities, tracked on radar by multiple agencies. To many researchers, this marked the shift from exploration to surveillance. Humanity was now being monitored on a planetary scale. In 1997, the Phoenix Lights event showed a V-shaped craft larger than any known aircraft gliding silently over Arizona. Thousands watched in silence as the government offered impossible explanations. The invasion timeline had moved from secrecy to spectacle. By 2004, the Nimitz encounter proved that unidentified objects could outmaneuver the most advanced military systems on Earth. Pilots recorded tic-tac craft accelerating beyond physics as we know it. The Department of Defense quietly confirmed the footage as genuine, marking the first official acknowledgement that we were not alone. Between 2017 and 2023, leaked Pentagon reports revealed that non-human biologics had been recovered from crash sites. Scientists in private programs were studying materials that defied all known chemistry. Whistleblowers began to speak of deep underground facilities, hidden fleets, and contact protocols already in motion. Now the timeline reaches the threshold of tomorrow. In 2026, projections point to the activation of global sky defense systems under the guise of asteroid detection. In 2028, data leaks predict that one of the moons of Jupiter will emit a distress signal of non-human origin, prompting the first public joint response between Earth's major space agencies. By 2030, According to some classified briefings, contact will no longer be deniable. A fleet described as the Returners will enter the solar system, craft thousands of miles wide, not here to attack, but to reclaim. The theory warns that the invasion will not begin with weapons, but with control of communication grids, artificial intelligence, and human consciousness itself. By 2032, global infrastructure may experience synchronized blackouts, preparing humanity for what governments will call the Great Integration. Those who resist will claim the Earth is being absorbed into an interstellar hierarchy that began its influence millennia ago. In 2040, the survivors of the first contact decade will speak of the merging of species, of hybrid generations born under the new sun. Some will call it evolution, others will call it surrender. The extraterrestrial invasion timeline, from ancient gods to future overlords, may not be fiction. It may be the hidden history of humanity itself, unfolding one revelation at a time. And as the skies grow busier, and the stars seem closer than ever, one question remains: did we invite them, or did they never leave?